How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. Today we are talking about Cardano. It is changing, and it's changing pretty quickly. You can see that it's actually up 15%, and this is the first time that's been up like this. It seems like in over a month, like since the end of September, and you can see it is only up 3% on the last 30 days. So we're going to talk about that. We're also going to talk about some of the news in the market here today, some of the warning signs and some of the top signals we can look for as we get further and further into the bear market. Now, right now, I don't think we're anywhere near top. I think we're just getting to the point where there's going to be more excitement. Sure, everyone that's in crypto right now is excited because these are the largest our bags have ever been, really. But outside of this, you might not be hearing too much about crypto if you're just someone in daily life. You might hear, okay, Bitcoin hit a new all-time high, but it's not like we have $100,000 Bitcoin yet or $8,000 Ethereum, and I think that's coming. So we're going to get into all that. If you guys don't mind hitting the like button, hitting the subscribe button, I really do appreciate that. While you're down there, if you guys want to see what I'm buying and selling, we actually talked recently about VeChain, and I was buying VeChain at 0.13 very recently, and now it's up about 30 to 40%. Also bought some Sol tokens, which went up 20 or 30% within a day or two after we bought them. Also Polkadot, we started buying around 12, and a lot of these we bought lower, but I'm just talking about recently we bought. Cardano I bought recently too, and I told the Patreon, so if you guys want that, there is information on it underneath the video. Also, there is a link down there to BlockFi to get an interest rate on your cryptos up to 9.5%. So definitely check that out. They're also paying a bonus when you sign up. So like I said, the whole crypto market is so green right now. You can see the total market cap is right around 3 trillion. I believe we actually passed it yesterday. And if you're in crypto, like I said, your bag is probably bigger than it's ever been. So that's why I think it's important to look at how we can tell where we're going to be towards the top. Now, I still think we have a long way to go. Like I said, you can see Plan B says the stock to flow predicts 100K average for the halving period. And that means based on the floor model, we reach 100K this year, but stock to flow predicts 288K average this cycle. So he's saying by the end of the month, we could hit 98,000, 135,000, but stock to flow is even higher than that. So it's going to be interesting to see, is he right for the fourth month in a row saying that we're going to hit 98,000? One other thing a lot of people look at is just the past runs here. And you can see 2013, huge runs, 2017, slightly smaller run, and then 2021, they're saying, hey, we should still run up to almost $200,000. This is coming from TechDev. Now, of course, that past isn't always indicative of future returns, but that is something that we can watch for. Now, something else is the RSI. This is probably what I'm going to be leaning towards when we are towards the top. This is what I'll be looking for, I should say. You can see we saw a large spike in RSI here. We saw a large spike in RSI here, and here is where we will see it this time. So right around 90. Now we're nowhere close to that. We're like 70. So this is the 2-week RSI channel. So this predicts that we might be around the $200,000 mark, maybe the $300,000 mark. So that's just something to pay attention to also. Now we will get to Cardano here in a second, but I wanted to show you this last chart. This is a 2-week Vortex indicator. Now I don't really pay attention to technical analysis too much usually, so this is a little bit outside of my realm, but you can see we've seen it dip down to about 0.0 or to about 0.5 each time, and then that really signals the top here. So one more indicator to watch. A simple way to kind of gauge the market is actually the fear and greed index. It is very high right now. It's at extreme greed, but this can change very quickly. We could see a $2,000 or $3,000 move downward, and it could put us back into greed or even back over here, just depending on how long it takes. We can also see leverage in the market is pretty high. So this is the highest it's ever been for Bitcoin. So that's just something to pay attention to. We might see a dip in the market. We're likely to see that. We oftentimes see when the leverage goes up too high that we see like a $3,000 or $4,000 candle real quick. I definitely think we could see that here soon. But let's move over to Cardano. Cardano is doing extremely well today, up 14%. Really the first time, like I said, that we've seen a move like this in a while. And on the last 7 days, you can tell that it happened very quickly. Like we were up around 210. We pumped up about 15 cents, then just fell down another 15 cents, and then I've come back up. Now, I talked about this about 4 days ago. You can see here, I said, hey, it might make sense to buy before this goes live. And if we look 4 days ago, we were right in this 198, 199 range. And now we're up about 15%. Now, why is this? Well, I've been saying, hey, first of all, the mechanics behind it, or the fundamentals behind Cardano, have never been stronger. We rolled out a lot of big partnerships. We rolled out smart contracts just a month and a half ago. And you can see there are over 2 million ADA wallets. We also can tell that the number of transactions, the transactions per day, and the total fees per day have gone up very quickly. And this isn't even including the last couple of weeks, but this shows that we really are trending in the right direction in terms of the strength of Cardano. Now, what has been the problem though is that we didn't have a DEX. We didn't have AMM that was going to lock up liquidity, lock up tokens, and make sure that these different DeFi projects had liquidity. And that's where Sunday Swap Labs came in. A few days ago, they posted that they came up with a way to get around the issues with Cardano, the concurrency issues, and they're using something called the Scuba method. Now, I covered this on the channel, so that's why you want bell notifications, and that's why you want to watch every video, because I covered this 4 days ago, and since then we're up about 15%. On this news, I did buy some more Cardano. I told the Patreon about it, and so far it's done well. The thing is, the market doesn't always price in good news when the news is actually in effect. So we heard about this, and since then we've just seen green candles, especially recently, because a lot of people are getting ready for this. They're getting ready for the supply shock on Cardano. They're getting ready for total value lock to start increasing. They are trying to buy before that happens, so that way they're not too late. When you look at the overall crypto market too, one of the reasons I thought it was insane that VeChain was so low was just because they have been building and building and building, and they were still only half their all-time high. And we have other layer ones like Solana, BNB, Ethereum, Bitcoin that are all near all-time highs or at all-time highs. So it was just crazy that it was still only half the price, and they're also unveiling their own DEX here soon. And that's why I said about Cardano too. Cardano was down about 35%. They have one of the strongest communities. They have a large amount staked. A lot of the on-chain data is very good for Cardano and a lot of the fundamentals, but they were still down 35% because of this concurrency issue. I've been saying that for a while, that as soon as they get that figured out, it should push back up. So the question that you're probably asking, if you're watching this and you maybe want to throw in a little extra money at Cardano, is now the time to buy? Well, honestly, I don't think it is a terrible time to buy. There's still a lot that has to be built on Cardano. They do have a growing ecosystem, but if this goes poorly, if the DEX goes poorly, it could push down the price and send it back down to that $2 range. But if it goes well, I think we could easily see it break all-time highs here pretty soon, just because they do have a strong community. A lot of people really like Cardano. I think that as time goes on, as the ecosystem continues to build and flourish, and there are more use cases for Cardano and more of a supply shock, I think it will push up. And again, it's just been staying really low for the last month and a half when everything else has been pumping up. So I would not be surprised to see all-time highs for Cardano here in the next month, maybe less than that. And just so you guys know, this is going to come out in the next few weeks. They didn't say exactly when, but hopefully it happens soon, and hopefully it goes smoothly. Now, again, if you guys want to know exactly when I sell and buy different cryptocurrencies, I've been mostly buying, but I've kind of held off the last few days. But if you want to know when I'm doing all that and what I see in the market, you can check out the link down below to Patreon. I also have some different stocks that are doing really well right now, some different options plays too on crypto related stocks. So you can get all that in the Patreon. Also, you can check out the link down below to BlockFi to get an interest rate on your cryptos. There's also a link down there to Voyager. I use both of them, and they'll give you a bonus for signing up and interest rates too. So thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it. Let me know what you think about Cardano and the news, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.